So he's going to maybe use the cat just out of saltiness, but it doesn't matter. I've already done the damage. Bam. Sure, I'll pick an Ionize. Got him. Hello everyone, it's the Grey Goose, and today on our random daily deck tech Bluesday Tuesday, we drew up Izzet colors for the first time, so I was pretty excited about that. Happy to show you this Izzet Flash deck. So let's get right into the deck build, and then we'll get straight to the gameplay. Alright, so let's check out this Izzet Flash deck. So we got our creatures here, primarily with Flash, that's why it's called that. Starting off, we have the Brineborn Cutthroat, 2 CMC. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on him. So he starts off as a 2/1, but you can flash him in on your opponent's turn or play it on your turn. But what matters is when you're playing your instants that you see that we have here on your opponent's turn, or other flash spells, including another Brineborn Cutthroat, etc. He just pumps up to insane damage. So if they don't answer him quickly, he gets out of control. He is prone to being a chump block though, just take that into consideration. Next up we got 4 of the Bone Crusher Giant. He's pretty flexible. He's got the instant speed Stomp, so that's good to play on your opponent's turn, for example. Buff up your Brineborn. Also, he's a 4/3 for 3 CMC, so that's pretty good as well. You got 4 of the Brazen Borrower. She's got flash. She's a 3/1, so that's pretty awesome. And also she's got the bounce at instant speed, meaning their creature, their permanent has to hit the board, then they get priority. So if it's his Fires of Invention, they'll get 1 activation off that. If it's Planeswalker, they'll get 1 activation off that. But then you can still bounce it, or you could just flash it in at the end step and threaten the Planeswalker by dealing 3 damage flying, so that's pretty good. You got 4 of Gadwick the Wizened. Now, I like to call him the G-Man primarily because he's awesome. He's 3 CMC for a 3/3. Doesn't sound amazing yet, but anytime you cast any blue spell at all, he's tapping down anything that you can target essentially. Say for example, there's a creature that you want to attack through. You just wait till it's right before your attack step, you tap something down, then you can swing on in. Or you wait until their turn and they want to attack, make sure you order on either their upkeep or their first main phase before they move to the attacking phase. You can cast your instant blue, opt, whatever, and tap it down. They have a 10/10 Corvold. Well, just cast your opt for a blue. And now he's tapped, and he won't get to swing in and kill you. And then you can smash on through. Plus, as the game goes later, he is your main draw engine. You kind of chain into multiple Gadwicks, and then with all the options that you get from him alone, plus tapping down their most threatening things, you just win slowly like that. Also, they can have like a big artifact. Think Great Henge. Think even a Witch's Oven. You just go ahead and tap it for them, so they don't get to tap it when they want. We got 1 of Embercleave. This is just surprise value. You don't have the biggest creatures ever in this deck, but a 3/3 Gadwick becomes a 4/4, so he's dealing 8 total damage with Trample and First Strike and all that. Your Bone Crush Giant's dealing 10, and Brineborn, technically unlimited. So you get some smashers through, whether it's in the air or just on the ground with Trample, and that's a good way to finish, and I think 1 of's a really good number here. So let's talk a little bit about our instants. We have 4 of Opt. Now, this is just a very great utility card. Like I said, it can trigger Gadwick for just the cost of a blue, but also early game it lets you find that land you need, or if you're flooding out, it lets you try and find something else. It lets you buff up your Brineborn Cutthroat. The utility is just pretty massive with this, and it's a very good include. We got 2 of Negate in the main board. It's just a great all around. You tend to see at least some sort of non-creature threat almost in any given deck these days, so I think it's good, and it's cheap. 4 of your Scorching Dragonfire. They're sacrificed these decks these days. If you're able to hit this on a target that's trying to recur a lot, say a Cauldron Familiar, and you exile it, that's just massive value. Plus, it's pretty flexible, and for an instant to be able to hit a creature or a Planeswalker, that's pretty good. You got 4 of Ionize. Ionize just is the best counter we could probably have overall in the main board. Not only is it somewhat easy to cast in that it only costs the blue and the red and something generic, it also deals 2 damage to your opponent. And so as you're trying to get him down to lethal with your not superly massive creatures, this helps you chip damage. If you get 2 of these in a match, well, they're actually only at 16 health, for example. We got 3 of Ral's Outburst. This is a pretty flexible card as well. It lets you deal 3 damage to any target, including face. For 4 CMC, you do that damage at instant speed, plus you get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck. And then you get to draw one. Maybe you need that one more land, or maybe you need another counter that you're digging for. I think Blast Zone as a 1-of's pretty good. Maybe you could consider even going up to 2. This is kind of a weird casting cost deck, but to have that flexibility to take out anything you want, especially as the game goes late, is really nice. It starts off with a 1 counter on it. Nowadays, you tend to see quite a few 1 CMC things out there. Think Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiar, Gilded Goose, Knight of the Ebon Legion, Edgewalled Innkeeper. And you also notice that we have no 1-cost CMC things in our deck. So you can put it down and just threaten a lot of decks just having it by itself. Plus, you have the ability to increase it up as the game goes on and kill something much larger if you want. 2 of Castle Vantress. Once again, as the game goes later, you want to try and have at least one of these. If you're holding up your cards for like a heavy counter or a bounce, but your opponent doesn't really make a move and you're left with all that mana at your opponent's end step, you want to be able to use that for something proactive. So Scrying 2 is amazing. 2 of Fabled Passage. Sometimes you're wanting the triple blue for a Gadwick, for example, or maybe you actually need 1 more red for an Embercleave. It's nice to have that flexibility in the Fabled Passage. Plus, as the game goes late, if you draw this, it feels slightly less bad because not only do you get this land, plus you're also filtering out another land from your deck so you can have a higher chance of drawing like a threat. We got 9 islands. Overall, we got more blue costing in the deck. We got 4 mountains. We got 4 steam vents and 4 Temple of Epiphany. Steam vents are amazing. They're always amazing. They're shocks. And the temples are great because they let you scry. So for a sideboard that we have here, to begin with at least, we have 2 of the Aether Gust. These are great because you see a lot of red, a lot of green these days. It's essentially like a counter +1 because not only do they not get to play it, but they have to draw it again and cast it again, and it might still not be relevant in that situation, or you might have another counter, or then you might have done enough damage in that turn in between that they can't really play that still. 1 more of Embercleave. Just if you're going against a match that seems to go a little bit longer, I think you can put 1 more in and take something else out, just so you up the chance of you being able to smash through with that high damage to finish off the match before it goes super late. 2 of Lava Coil. A lot of big creatures out these days. Think like your Gruul Spellbreakers or your Questing Beasts. You want to hit that 4 damage, and not only that, but it also exiles. So in a pinch, it could be good against a Cauldron Familiar or whatever. 4 of Mystical Dispute. Anytime you're going against a blue deck, you want to be able to counter them heavily, and these are the best. Usually it costs just a blue to counter their spell unless they pay 3. So it goes a long way towards helping. 2 more of Negate. Once again, against control-based decks or maybe even combo piece decks like think more Witch's Ovens and Trail of Crumbs and stuff. You want to get more of these in so they don't hit the board at all. We got 1 of the Niv Mizzle. I love this card. You could consider putting 1 of him on the main board too. It's just it's so darn hard to cast him. 3 blue and 3 red, so you're looking at earliest turn 6 in this deck basically. And not only that, but you want to start having value with him. Yes, he'll hit the board because he can't be countered. Technically they could Aether Gust him, but whatever. But once he hits the board, you want to be able to start getting value with your instants, or like have a counter to keep him alive because he doesn't have hexproof. He has a huge target on his back that the opponent has to get rid of right away, or they lose, essentially. 3 of Sorcerous Spyglass. There's just a lot of activated ability target creatures, artifacts nowadays. Think your Witch's Oven, any Planeswalker, Wicked Wolf, if there's any more of those out there. And so now I also have a recommendation list, or what I want to call a maybe board. It doesn't show as cleanly as the other list I just showed you, but these are examples of what else I think you may potentially be able to substitute in if you don't have all of those rare wild cards or mythic wild cards to finish off that deck, although it is overall a pretty cheaply costed deck. So I think potentially if you wanted to substitute like 2 Skarga and Hellkite in for something like your 1 Gadwick or 1 of your Niv Mizzets for the sideboards, that would be a fine. 1 more Lava Coil would never hurt. Some Flame Sweeps are definitely great against low to the ground, aggro-y, even things such as the Jund Sacrifice. It clears out basically the whole board except for Mayhem Devil and Corvold. 1 more Niv Mizzet maybe. 1, maybe 2 of Disdainful Stroke. depending on what kind of decks you're playing up against, if they're the high casting cross creatures spells. 2 of Nahab, Dreadhorde Champion. Maybe, for example, if you don't have some Bone Crusher Giant, but you have these, might be worthy, for example. Get some damage through, get some card draw. And for another creature substitution, maybe Crackling Drake. These are kind of hard to cast at 2 blue, 2 red, but they draw you a card, plus they get bigger as the game goes on, plus they have evasion. I absolutely love Crackling Drake, but just like Niv Mizzet, the only thing that stops them is they're kind of hard to cast. And for land substitutes, maybe you don't have the Shocks or the Temples. You can always put in a couple more Fabled Passage if you happen to have them. For the Swiftwater Cliffs, those are the comes in untapped Izzet color dual lands, but they also have the added benefit of giving you 1 life, which cool. 4 of Evolving Wilds. These are your budget versions of the Fabled Passage. They will always come in tapped, whereas with the Fabled Passage, if you have 4 mana, if you have 4 lands or more, they come in untapped. But in a pinch, you know, maybe you could substitute those and that'll help you out in the meantime. Also, like I mentioned, maybe 1 more Blast Zone wouldn't hurt either. And you'll notice with this deck, if you're not really counting the land base here, as far as the creatures go and the spells actually in the main board, it's not too expensive of a deck. It says 29 rares, which is intimidating. But if you look at the main board, 4 of Bone Crusher, 4 of Gadwick, 4 of Ionize, and this Ionize could quite easily be substituted with your Sinister Sabotage, honestly. They cost the same amount of mana. It's 3 CMC. It's maybe harder to cast because it's 2 blue versus 1 and 1 red, but you do get a benefit from it too. Instead of the 2 damage, you get to Surveil, so there's something to be said for that. You could say it's about as equally as powerful in a way. And some of the versions of Izzet Flash choose not to run Embercleave. You know, they tend to do enough damage with these creatures, so maybe you don't have that. You could put in like 1 more Negate or a Disdainful Stroke or something, or a Flame Sweep. However, I do think that this deck, in order to make it work, you would have to have at least 2 of Gadwick. I think he's that important. I think he is what makes the deck functionable because of the card draw, plus the tap ability, 3/3. And if you guys are new to the channel and would like to see a random daily deck tech, please consider liking or subscribing. I make a video every day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, let's try with our Izzet Flash deck here. Interesting opening hands. We're on the draw. We got a Scry. I think we'll give it a try. We got some counters in early Gadwick. We'll give it a whirl. Seems alright. We see a blue. No, we need a hard Scry for a land here. We can't do. Wow, 3 Gadwicks this early can't be bad, right? Doesn't matter what we pick here. All right, so starting next turn, we can do things. So I think Thought Erasure. Okay, good. I guess. I need 1 more blue to pop off any of these Gadwicks. So I think here we're going to start getting some value from our Ionizes. 3 Ionize, 3 Gadwick. Wow. Look at this. This is a little absurd. I'm going to have to discard a freaking Gadwick. Oh my gosh. Who does that? This is terrible. This is terrible. Alright, so we got rid of the fires. That's critical. It's a little scary to think he might have another one here. Yeah. Let me do this right now. This is risky, but I'm feeling like a land is coming down the hatch. And it is. Okay, good. I had to do that to guarantee we get a land this turn. Since we're at 4, this is going to come in untapped. Let's get our 3rd island here. So now we're good for another Ionize. Get him down to 16. And we could even Gadwick next turn if we're feeling frisky here. I really would like to get at least 2 cards from the draw from Gadwick. This is obviously a control deck. Oh my, but that's only 3. Oh my. So I can survive 1 more turn of just counters here. I don't want to, but like I said, I wanna get value for our Gadwicks. All right, we are out damaging him. Haven't even hit with a creature yet. We can't draw. We can't draw a card. We can't draw land. What is this? Well, We're all out of counters, so we might as well just dig a little bit deeper here. Thank you. Okay, now our other Gadwicks will get a little bit better. He might hit a land into like a Nicol Bolas here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is all right. Rouse Outburst here is actually not that bad. I'm okay with this, all things considered. And we'll go for another land. Yep. There we go. And Scorching Dragonfire is only 3. So, I really don't want to bounce that. We'll save this for if he puts something more scary down. Although he'll have priority, so if it's like a Planeswalker, that's a tough call. Hopefully it's like a slow creature, but I doubt it will be. All right, but yeah, you don't want to bounce back a Fae of Wishes. That would be a no-go. Okay. So now we're getting Value Town, unless he counters me, which would be bad, but we got to try. I think that's our only call right here. Let's go. I don't know why I only cast for 3. I think he's got a counter anyway. No. Oh, well, I did that so I can opt, apparently. Here we go. Oh, I could have saved that, but to put the land down now, if I get one, it has to be right here. Alright, good enough. Come on. Oh, I already did? Whatever. Okay, so... we can bounce that quite easily. And we can blow up the Brazen quite easily. What do we need to do, though, here? That is an instant. That is an instant. 5, 6, 7. That's 2, 4, 5, 6. This is okay. This is okay, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to put the Brineborn down. There we go. And now 3 for 5. So we bounce back the boy. And then we instant the Brazen. Alright. So what's he got? I haven't seen a counter yet from this guy. I'm thinking he's not running a main board. At least a lot of them. Alright. I have a feeling after sideboarding we're going to be punished a little bit. But, you know, we'll see. I'm already big enough to threaten this Fae of Wishes. And he's big enough to do that. Alright, what a bully. God Eternal into God Eternal. Gadwick seems pretty decent. Or Brineborn. I don't... ooh, Ionize. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 3 for 5. X for 1. Not 2. This lets us play all that we want to do here. Excellent. Alright, so we wait till it's his turn, so we tap him out good. You ready? Plus we have an Ionize if we have to. Yeah, we're gonna Ionize that just a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot. So that's unfortunate, but we're also gonna be able to tap the dude that we wanted. He's down to 1 cardo. Resolve. Alright. Tapped out. Woo! Good thing we drew all those Gadwicks at the beginning. Oh man. Yeah, Sphinx it up. Well, we got blue. We got Clevo. I mean, he's whittled us away a fair amount throughout the whole match. This guy is all about Fae of Wishes dealing damage. I don't understand. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're totally fine here. We might as well just go for the Scry at this point and not get any more lands. So this is where we can swing in and do something awesome. 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So this would cost us 5, which would leave us more than enough for the Brazen to flash in. So let's attack with Gadwicko. Yep. Okay. No blockers? That's fine by me. We're dealing some damage. Here we go. We have to try and match him even just a little bit here because otherwise we're going to be in trouble. So now, yep, now he's going to scry. But I can't really block too effectively here, unfortunately. Alright, we're gonna get in the air. We're gonna get in the air. The Brineborn's a little bit too small here. I don't like that. Alright, he's digging for something small just to push through this last bit of damage here. He's tapped out fully of cards, but we're also just sitting on the land here, and we're kind of waiting on top deck mode to finish us out. If he pushes through with everything, we survive with 2, but what's he going to draw? He said 0 top times 3, so that's pretty awesome. What did he top deck? That's 2 CMC or less. Probably nothing. We're probably okay for one more turn here. What's he going to push? Are you kidding me? Alright, so here's what we got to do. Plop that bad boy down. We go in with the G-Man. G-Man it is. He would have to chump block a lot. Alright, we're plowing through a little bit. We got him down to lethal for next turn. I don't have any other plays, so this is all on him now. And I'm assuming he's going to have something here. He went like 5 cards deep in the past 2 turns. Oh my gosh. Well, that was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? So he's going to target the Gadwick, I'm sure of it. Right? He's going to target the G-Man. What? He's going all in. Alright. I mean, we have lethal here if we could get through the Fae of Wishes, so... all that requires is one little tap. But we are also looking at lethal here if we don't, huh? Alright. So we got to do this. Unfortunate. My turn. Scry it up. Resolvo. Too bad I don't have that right meow, right? Are we just out? Bounce him and block him. Alright, I think we'll take the Brazen. Alright. I think we're gonna try. You ready? Okay, I think we lost this one just by a hair here, which is very unfortunate. Alright, so we're ending the turn here. We're bouncing him. We're tapping him out. Resolving all. So he can't do anything this turn. You can't tap out a Planeswalker. So yep, going to Dome Gadwick, man. Alright, whatever. So he has 2 cards here. He scryed a little bit too. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, isn't it? I think we just lost this one just barely, guys. There's kind of no point, right? Yeah, there's kind of no point. I mean... I don't know. Wait, I picked... Oh, Alright, what's he got? He's got 3 CMC still. I should have used that at the... Yeah. Alright, let's get out of here. That's unfortunate. I think we had that one in the bag. Maybe I just misplayed it wrong. Lava Coils for sure. The Fae of Wishes negates for surezies. Mystical Disputes all the way. Sorceress seems good too. Yeah, he's got a lot of... Okay, Rouse is not good enough. It did not do enough damage. I think also, well, Bone Crusher could be good. I didn't get any of them until the very end. Dragonfire, also just not good enough. Lava Coils, yes. These are good, yes. Still gotta get rid of 4 more though. What's it gonna be? 2 Op, maybe? 2 Brineborn? Wait a minute. Brineborn, yes. Brineborn, yes, because they get bigger. The Bone Crusher Giant, the stomp is good, but it's not going to be amazing in this matchup. And I'd rather just have a threat that gets bigger as the game goes on. Alright. So what we need to do is not draw 4 Gadwicks in the top 10 cards. That's important. Because he's your late game. I had to discard one even. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this seems controversial, but I'm going to do it. He mulled down to 6. I'm going to scry hard for a not land. Okay? Sphinx, of course he does. Yeah, that'll work. That's okay. That's good. And I can start mystical disputing things. I just hope he doesn't have a turn 1 duress. 3 top. Awesome. Awesome. Duress, you ready? I mean, it would be a duress for a mystical, so it's not the end of the world. Alright. Feeling a little bit decent here. So it's a Fires deck. So we got our Ionize online. That's cool too. We sure do. It makes sense if he's running Fires that he doesn't have a ton of counters, because if he gets Fires down, you know, he can't, here we go. He can't, there we go, we start getting some damage in. If he's a Fires deck, he can't cast cards on the opponent's turn. So instants become useless essentially. Let's counter that. I feel like if he had a Fires, he would have used it there to try and double up. Once again, could be completely wrong here though. I have enough for a bounce and a flyer. That's cool. So there's the Fires. Maybe he baited me out. Maybe he top deck. Alright, so ready for a Bolas? Of course we are. Is he going to kill him? Is that how this is going to work? Alright, nope, he just greeted. So that's fine. We're going to throw this back. I don't need all these islands. This is totally okay, although he is going to have quite the card advantage here. And we have to swing him with both to kill the Nicol Bolas. It's tempting to go face, but he has some targeted removal with him alone, not to mention whatever else he's hiding back here. And we know he's got the Fires, so I mean, let's hope we can top deck something really good, but I don't know how confident I'm feeling on that. Okay, this is really kind of bad. Really kind of bad here. Alright, so that was a blow to us. That turn was kind of dead. Kind of dead. Thought erasure. Well, we kind of blew him out using that. He was thinking that we were holding up a counter, so he wasted. Or does he still have the opportunity to play a land? Alright, he does, and then Fires, but that's his whole turn. He goes down to 5. Interesting. Interesting. Let's go ahead and get a mountain. Might as well. Alright. I want to use this for the scry because, once again, we can't rely on only drawing lands. Lava Coil? Is that good enough? Oh boy, I think it might have to be, because he might try and threaten us with a good time with one of his 4/4 blockers here. He can play 2 cards. There's a 4/4 blocker. Alright, so it comes down to this. We get him to 2 health. Last 2 cards, what do you got? Probably one of them's good enough to answer my guy. Yo! Alright, so do we want any changes? Any changes here? Perun is just so awesome. It's too bad he's not hexproof, because Nicol Bolas is just going to instantly chomp him up. And we're only good at getting him going if we have a ton of lands already and a ton of spells to pop off. We didn't even draw one of our Gadwicks there. Alright, I think this is the best at what we can bring to the table. We're on the draw here though, so he gets the lead with tempo. We'll see how the mulligans look. That's really important in these, I don't know, mid-rangey control matchups. Okay, so for our game 3 here, opening hand, it's okay. I think it's okay. We got a look-see. We got a negate. The unfortunate thing is we're kind of slow, And I'm highly suspecting him to have a Thought Erasure and or Duress. So we're going to get punished with that. I'd like to get the Sorceress Spyglass down ASAP. Let's scry hard for a regular land like that, so we can play one of these next turn, especially if one gets taken away, which it won't. Oh, do I counter him or do I Sorceress? I think I Sorceress to gain knowledge. That is super powerful against any blue deck. Fires, okay. Narset, okay. Chandra, yikers, right? Yikers. We don't like seeing the Chandra. So he wanted to do this such that he was going to be able to turn 3 Narset. So obviously we have to get rid of Narset. The Chandra is going to be a problem because she can't be countered. We know that we can counter the fires though. We have our negate just chilling. Oh, of course he top decks that, right? So there goes the negate most likely for the fires. Really, really unfortunate. We have a way of getting rid of his dude though. That's cool. Let me scry first with Temple. So Brazen can only bounce. Let's do this. I think it's worth. I mean, we're going to have enough lands here, so let's draw some other tangible, like, threats and whatnot. Alright, so next turn we can Fabled. And that looks like a good one, too, to have. If only I'd seen that first, instead of 2 deep, or whatever, 3 deep, I would have gladly countered this Fires of Inventions. But we have a bounce, so that's worth noting. He's looking at 4 lands at least now. Once he gets to 6, we're going to be on fire because of Chandra. But we can flash in something at the end step, like a Brazen Borrower, to get in for some 3 damage, assuming we don't have like a blocker on the board. He has those fairies too, so he could definitely bounce back to Spyglass. But if he does that and kind of makes that mistake, then we have an option of naming Chandra, for example. I don't know what he's thinking about. Like, he has a 4th land. Maybe he's just wanting to see if maybe I have a mystical dispute for his Sphinx. I don't know. It's still worth to put it down though. Did he just have to go to the bathroom? This is awkward. Maybe he's just making the tension build up for this massive fires play. So I think he had an emergency. That happens. I know. Alright. So we have our 4th land. Cool. Yeah. And he's totally gone. Like, he's not even responding to this. So this is weird. I wanted a fair fight here for game 3. I mean, the match isn't over, but he misses explosive turn, and now I have a counter. It's kind of awkward for him. I have to keep up the 3 mana because the fires isn't a blue spell. So it will cost me all 3 instead of just the blue. I think if it goes to his turn, like 2 turns where it times out, I think you automatically concede. Yeah, so let's go ahead and grab another blue. Why not? And we pass. So it goes to him, and if he times out again, I think it's 2 turns in a row, then it's over. Here's my Fires of Invention. Not really an invention, but it's fire. Whew. I love having candles. Alright. Let's go, let's go. Go on to the next match. Well, that's one way to get your wins in for the day. Boom, here we go, match 2 with Izzet Flash. Alright, I like this hand. We could opt turn 1 if we want to. I don't know, do I want to? I think since we're on the play here, I'm going to scry first turn. I'm going to look for a fast land, and that's perfect. So we can opt next turn, and then the following turn can instantly be able to do an Ionize. He might get something out early here, turn 1. Might be an aggro deck, Knights or whatever. So yeah, this turn, actually, we can just play the Temple. That's totally fine. Do we want the 5th land at this point? I think we need to start racking them up. We got a Gadwick right here just chilling. So let's look like we have a shock or something, maybe threaten him. And use this at his end step. We're seeing Rakdos. We're seeing Jund. Wow, I actually haven't seen Jund in a hot minute. So this is kind of interesting. More lands? Sure, why not? We have some really good cards here, so I'm just going to let those chill. Just going to let them chill. I don't want to shock anything in if I don't have to at this point. I can't stomp, I can't do anything else. We just relax and we ionize. Let's see if he's got this third land here to get up to 4. Okay. Okay. Pass. Is he gonna swing? He's swinging on in. I'm taking the damage first. I want to see what he is or isn't gonna do with his land. Alright, see? You know, I could have Rouse outbursted him, but I didn't want to waste the whole turn because that's not... I didn't have enough to cast that at instant speed yet. The question here, what do I do? What do I do? I don't have enough lands down yet to get pure value from Gadwick. So I think I'm going to hold off and do this Rouse Outburst. It's just, do I go ahead and use it on the Paradise Druid? Because that gives him the little bit of ramp that he wants. It'd just be awkward if he has like another Mayhem Devil. But I think I'm going to take the bait here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stomp that while I can. That's really good value. And then I can bounce something back. If it's something slow like a Mayhem Devil, fine. I do that. I set him back. What's he got? Veraska? Kitty? Alright. Do you have the Cauldron to go with it? My turn. Is that worth bouncing? I mean, really, is it? I don't think it is. But I'm wasting mana if I don't, in a way, right? But it's not worth bouncing. Like, I have flyers and stuff. You know, I have a counter now, but that's only for... Yeah, here we go. This is cool. This is fine. This is totally fine. Yep, we can bounce, we can negate, we could even rouse, depending on what he plays. I'm more scared of a Witch's Oven right now than anything, I think. Or a Corvold. That would be spooksy. He's going for the 1 damage. Alright. Bring it. Bring it, bring it. We're about to start popping off, though. Yes, we are. Ho 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 ho! No, 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 no. Nice try, though, fam. He could get a Witch's Oven out, but that's even worse. Don't want a Trail of Crumbs. That's way too much value. So here's where I'm just gonna start doing some damage myself. Why not? He could Murderous Rider, probably Murderous Rider, right? But at least we get that out of the way. Because I would rather him hit the Borrower, I guess, than the G-Man. G-Man here himself. Oh, we got a Cleave even. You know what I'm feeling? Gadwick, I guess, because we need the draw at this point. Yeah, we do. It's not much, but it's honest work. So two, yeah, okay. And we're not getting anything for 1, so no point shocking that. We can chump block this Cauldron Familiar. He could play something scary like a Corvold. That would be spooky. I don't think that's scary enough. No. There's our oven. Here's where he's gonna bait in a chump block. Oh, yes, he is. He's gonna bait me hard. But little does he know Ember Cleavo. Alright, so let's go for it. Why not, right? Here comes the block. He's debating whether to use both here, I think, to kill the Gadwick. He won't do that. Oh, no. Alright, here we go. Zap-a-doodle-doo. We get in a full 8 damage, so he's down to 9. And I have a threatening Gadwick for sure here. He is going to get a little bit of this life back with the Witch's Oven and all that. Plus, he could be holding on to another Murderous Rider. Maybe something like a Massacre Girl, which could go off because he could cat into bring back with food cat. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not on that one. Alright, so we get the damage. Come on. There we go. We were one off from having like a stomp, which would have been really clutch. Have it at the end step to zap the cat or whatever. Alright, so we have a good next turn, assuming Gadwick lives. Which I'm not hugely confident on. The Bone Crusher Giants obviously are threatening enough to have some sort of... Okay, this might be a Massacre Girl, because I don't think he'd be swinging in unless he knew they were going to die. But the problem is... Oh. Alright, so we got him. 4, 5, 6. I have enough to kill him, right? No I don't, because he's going... Oh, well, of course you would, fam. Actually, yes. We're going in with the Corvold. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to be up to 8, but I have enough to go. Are you ready, guys? Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. He is not expecting this. All right. We're going in. The question is if he just lets me sail on through like a ghost in the night, right? So if he sacrifices all these things, he's gaining so many cards. That's the scariest part. That is the scariest part by far. It's not about anything else other than him having all those cards to answer now. Alright, 7. And then he sacrifices the food for the cat. That's 8. And then I deal enough damage to get him down to first strike range. Alright. You might just let it sail through. That's probably the smartest play. So 3 to any. 3 for 5. Yep, we win. We win either way here. Woo! Corvold, what you got? What you got? So even if he kitties right here, right? Watch. You... Oh man, just barely squeaked by. You ready for the kitty? It doesn't matter, dude. You only gain the 1. What? Oh, sure. Oh yeah, I could have just tapped that to begin with. I didn't even think of that. So he's going to maybe use the cat just out of saltiness, but it doesn't matter. I've already done the damage. The damage. Bam. Sure, I'll pick an Ionize. Got him. Alright, so Jund Fun, I call it. Let's get the Sorcerer's Spyglass in there. Lava Coil, no, not good enough. Red or green, that bounces him back completely. Negates for his Trail of Crumbs. Negates for his Witch's Ovens. Yeah. So what is not good enough here? I think Brineborn's going to get chump blocked all day. So no on him. The Flyers are good. Bone Crusher, because he has the Stomp and because he's big enough to begin with to really threaten with the Embercleave, I want to keep him in. Scorching Dragon Fires, that's amazing actually. Alright, we got to keep those in. I think I might be a little bit too heavy on the counters though, honestly. Alright, a little bit too heavy. We got to take 3 of the negate out. Actually, let's do 1 opt out and 1 negate back in. I think that's the best at what we can bring to the table here. We have a Blast Zone even, which of course we're never going to draw. It's a 1-of. But if we get that on the board, goodbye Witch's Ovens. Just massacres him. He's on the play, so he has a little bit of an advantage here. The Scorching Dragonfire is nice. Opt in the opening hand is good, and then we can kind of ramp out into our Mr. G-Man here. So turn 1, I'm going to Island, just because I have an immediate turn 2 with a Scorching. He already has one of his little doodads out, foods, which is unfortunate. I dare him to play a cat though. Dragonfire. Although a Mayhem Devil early on would be pretty scary too, that I'd want to use that on. Yep, alright, oh there we go. Simple Simple. Don't need a second G-Man now. You want him mid to late, honestly. There's our second opt. I forget if we had 3 or 2. But we have to scorch the crap out of him. So let's just go ahead and do that. That's gone. That's gone. That's his combo piece. His main damage dealer, really. Corval is just the finisher. He's up to 3. Another Mayhem. Maybe an enchantment. Ooh, alright. Spicy. Mayhem into Mayhem. All sorts of Mayhem. I can't even G-Man if I wanted to here. So honestly, let's play some of these slow lands because they're going to take forever. There we go. That's what we need right there. Yep, and then we chill, we act like we got a negate or something. We get him a little bit on edge here. Opt at the end step, we draw that for sure. And then next turn we Mayhem Devil. Or we Row the Devil. Hopefully he doesn't have a Corval this early on because I don't see how we would answer that. Not this early. I mean, we can maybe start the tap train with Gadwick, which is cool. But if he's countering all day for the rest of his life, I mean, sacrificing, he's just drawing all those cards, and then he can pick and choose what he needs to keep versus not. That's unfortunate. All right, so we're about to start getting whittled down here, just a whittle bit. The good thing about this Rouse Outburst is that it's not dependent on if it actually hits or not. All right, there's one, and there's that. All right, so we have to play something fast here, and this will work without shocking us. The play here has to be to get rid of the Mayhem Devil, though. This lets him not tap the sacrifice the cat at least for a turn, so that's one less damage. He will sacrifice it because he knows it's dead. He's down to 1 card, so this is good. We have the advantage, but top deck mode is always a skill, right? Pure skill. We'll see how skilled he is at that. Okay, so we sacrificed the cat to get a little bit of extra damage. That was actually smart on him. Good call. That was the better play. Make a food. There you go. Let's get rid of lands. So that's the best one. That lets us essentially pull not 1 but 2 lands out of our deck. Because we have enough lands, and they're slow and stuff. We're eventually ramping up. We just need to survive by having good cards. He's down to 1. Whew. I was like, don't be a crazy good card here to get me down to nothing with like a Corvold. So Gadwick coming down is pretty awesome here. We're going to draw 2 cards. If I try and stomp anything, it's getting sacrificed, and then my Bone Crusher Giant fizzles for shizzle. My nizzle. Alright, so let's get this Fabled Passage going here. Let's get a blue. I think that's the play. But now we get our G-Man to draw us 2, which is really awesome. I have no guaranteed plays here otherwise, so it makes sense just to go for maximum value. He can't attack with any of those through the Gadwick, but once again, top deck mode. Plus, he's probably going to Castle Lock Thwain here. He's going to Castle Lock Thwain plus draw another card, so he'll be up 2 cards as well. So he takes 1 damage. Alright. He does the whole cat combo. It takes 5 minutes. Boy, it'll be sad when this leaves standard, right guys? Okay. Hey, Gadwick into Gadwick. With another fast land that I don't have to shock. Excellent. The only sad thing is I wish I had more blue instants. Or blue spells that weren't Gadwick here so I can do some tapping. He just drew another Goose, so that's kind of slow for him. The problem is I need to start trying to push through some damage because eventually the cats and all that will get to me. I want to exile that familiar. Oh, maybe I should have played 1 more red there because I can't guarantee anything here. I gotta push. I gotta push. Gotta do it. He might just let me completely go through here and just start attacking me. I hope he does the thing with the Cauldron Familiar for once. I hope he does. Because I can exile it for sure. Thank you. Alright, so as soon as he plops that down, it's Stomp into Dragonfire. If he plays it right. If he plays it wrong, it's just Dragonfire. Let's see if he plays it wrong. End turn. Is he gonna end it? Yeah, he is. Okay. Alright, he's ending the turn. That's smart of him, though. He needs to. Alright, yeah, he's just hoping to get some quality cards here. You know, normally they want to keep that to be able to sacrifice it for the synergy it provides. He has 2 foods. It doesn't matter, though. All that matters is Witch's Oven. Is he bringing it back? Alright, so he screwed it up. That's not how you do this, guys. That's not how you do it. So now he'll know. Now he'll know. He can swing in for 2 with the Paradise Druid, which is unfortunate. That gets us down to 9, but at least that cat combo, that cat in particular, is deadzo. So he's going to Castle Lock Thwain. Here we go. I have this Stomp here that's chilling. I'm definitely going to use it on one of these geese here. We need to get rid of these foods that he's amassing. Okay. Pass. Oh, that's perfect too, because if he attacks with the Paradise Druid, stomp, because he's tapped and no longer hexproofed. Proofed. What's he got? Oh, he's gonna make another food. Good for him. The threat right now is actually the damage, I think. You know, he has plenty of combo pieces. We're screwed if he draws really good into something. I don't know. A massive Gadwick is really a thing right now, and we're gonna be a massive Gadwick. I wish I had more of the counters. He's still drawing lands, which is good. What's the last card though he's holding up here? And is he gonna attack with the Druid? No, he didn't. He didn't. My turn. All right. He's gonna fizzle that, so there goes the Witch's Oven, right? I mean, there goes that one Bone Crusher Giant, which is fine, because next turn, I can kill the other Goose. I'm getting rid of his chump blockers. I'm getting rid of things he can sacrifice. I'm getting rid of ammunition for... Ooh. I'm getting rid of his ammunition for a Massacre Girl, right? Plus the Ionize. Woohoo! Looking good now. Looking real good. So if I play this, I have enough for an Ionize. Let's swing in first, see how he reacts. That's always the best play. If you're going to swing in, generally you just want to swing in first, and then on your second main to do whatever to surprise him. See, we have an uphill battle. We have 2 blockers. He's at 20. We're at 10. But if we win this game, we take the match. So I'm going to try, because Jund Sacrifice, you know, I actually haven't seen Jund Sacrifice in days at this point, which is crazy to think. Because I think it's like the most popular meta deck. It should be if it's not. It's quite powerful. It won the most recent Mythic Championship. That gained it a lot of popularity. So we're going in freely. And I can put this guy down as a blocker. And we still have our Ionize not only to counter next turn, but to tap something if we want to. I feel 110% more safe with this Ionize. That's so awesome. Let's scry it up too. Like, subscribe, comment if you like Ionize. So, what's he been holding up here? Or is he just wanting to make a food and or just draw into something scary? So he has enough lands now that potentially he could put kind of 2 big threats down in the same turn. Maybe like even, yeah, he could probably do a Mayhem Devil into a Corvold the same turn. He has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So I have to... it's got to be Ionize, right? I have to Ionize there. So that's one big threat because he was going to pick it. I mean, he would have saw the rest of my hand too. I have to do that. So it gets 2 damage in. Is he going to try and make a food, sacrifice it first, whatever? It's fine. 2 mana he's tapping for a food, right? He's just trying to make a, I guess he's trying to open a grocery supermarket or something with all this food he's stockpiling. It's also super scary if he gets something like a Corvold down because ammunition for days. Ooh, there's a land. This has got to be a powerful card. That is not good enough. Nope. I mean, yeah, it's good against blue, but I have a Bone Crusher Giant, so it's not good enough. I have another Bone Crush Giant. It's not good enough. No, he was hoping to get that through a counter. And yeah. We have this just chilling. Once again, I'm feeling really good about that. If I attack through with... let me attack through with the Bone Crush Giant. He won't block. Watch. There we go. So as much as I want to stomp this Gilded Goose's face, it's not going to go through. 3, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. 3, 6, 7, 8. This will work, right? 2 to the dome. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. 3 on the floor. Okay. So now he knows why I attacked. Mountain down without having to shock for our Ionize. Ooh! And now look how big our Gadwick's gonna be. Look at that beast. That's why I call him G-Man. This late in the match, and think of how many blue cards he's gonna draw, and then it doesn't matter what he puts down. I'll have counters. I'll have taps for his Corvold. He can be a 30-30. Tap for unopt. That's so powerful. Oh my gosh, do I even bother to do this though, honestly? I think I just hold it because I'm not scared, right? I'm not scared of his Paradise Druid. I have to be more scared of his other things. I could put a Gadwick down for just a couple here. I could hold it up actually for a Scry plus an Ionize and push through with 2 Bone Crush Giant. So at this point, he's probably thinking, because if I push through with the Gadwick, right? If I push through with the Gadwick, he's just going to be blocked. So we're going with both Bone Crush Giants. He's got to be getting a little scared taking this damage. I know it's either going to be chump block or multiple block from the Druid for 1, chump with the Gilded Goose. I don't know. Maybe 4 to the face and then 2 Paradise Druids for the other. Seems about right. Seems about right. Okay. So this guy's actually really scared. He really is. And he should be. He's going to be able to draw a second card though. So once again, if he gets two amazing cards off the top, we're kind of in trouble because I only have the 1 Ionize. But we do have this second Bone Crush Giant. This guy, he takes forever just to make a simple call like food. Just use your food, dude. Just make your food. It's not hard. All right, so once again, we are... we'll just... So it's 3. Oh, yeah, we got more than enough. So let's play this slow. We are just loaded up so well for this Gadwick, man. This match is over. It's just a grind at this point. So he's going down to 5-er. He'll be down to 3 with probably this next card he casts. That's amazing. 3, down to 3, and then I scry, and GG. Izzet Flash, so strong. Is it? Yeah, it is. Oh, he drew another land. Yes, attack with your 5, dude. Please. Please. Do it. I keep forgetting about his stockpile of food that he has for 10 years. He'll be able to heal up. That'd be funny if he had Embercleave. Countered though. No probs. How about no? Oh, that's super spooky. Oh, that is super spooky. Maybe I should have scryed first to see if I got something different. I don't know. So this actually puts us at a terrible point, I think, the whole cat right here. Because he's got 10,000 foods. 10,000. And we don't have our Embercleave. All he has to do is bounce the cat a couple times and whoop, whoop, whoop. I need my flyers. I need everything. I need it all. Not lands. Sorceress. Sorceress is decent, but is it good enough, right? I mean, it's good for the Witch's Oven, but if he dies... Wait a minute. So he flashes it in. I'm going to attack with the Gadwick. Wait, none of this makes sense. It looks like it should be a clear lethal, but we know it's not. We know it's freaking not. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, we attack with the Gadwick, I think, no matter what here. Maybe we go ahead and we Sorceress first, too. If we get him to burn through a lot of these foods this turn, that's going to be a win, essentially, in our book. Okay, so he's using it all now. Wow, what an amazing player we have. Cool moves, bro. Yep, get value. All he needs to do really at this point is have the cat die a few times. If I'm able to tap him out, though, he won't be able to die because he can't be dead because of the Witch's Oven being neutered. Alright, so we call that. Yeah, I don't want to do this, but I have to. I have to burn him a little bit more here. A little bit more. He only has so many foods, but he has a freaking Goose, and I don't think it matters super. This burns one more, because I'm putting him down anyway, so I'll be able to block. Yeah, I think we lost. I think no matter what, when he puts him back in... Alright, we might have one more turn here. 3, 4, 5. We might barely have one more turn. So he's going to cat in this turn, right? I think, unless he draws something off the top. Yeah. Let's play it out and see. Well, you know, he got to stockpile all of those food up. That's the only reason. Only reason. And then he top decked the familiar. Yep. There's no real healing in our deck here. We would need like the Embercleave to even stand a chance. Plus he has all that food. Oh, with the trample too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Alright, let's go to game 3. This is an annoying match. We're on the play though this time. What do I want to do here? Niv Mizzet there would have been a bomb of all bombs. Let's just put one of him in instead of a Gadwick. We would have drawn so many cards, been able to ping so many times. Insane blocker, flyer. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just finish this match off in style. No red. But we got our Blast Zone. Sorceress, Gadwick, we'll keep it. So his Witch's Ovens are completely going to be useless. Plus I can overtime Blast Zone up to take care of like his freaking... Actually, they take care of the Gilded Goose too. Oh man. I don't play with Blast Zone hardly ever, but the implication it has just being on the battlefield, especially as the game goes on and you have mana to spare, you know, it screams like I have the power to kill anything I want. Alright, let's keep 6, get rid of an island. Yeah. Might as well play our colors first. You rather have colors as much as possible and put that down only when you need it. Unless you plan on pumping it up. Next turn, Spyglass, see what we're working with. Even if he were to put down a Witch's Oven this turn, it wouldn't matter. He doesn't have counters. We've got one, but we need a red. Maybe he's just AFK. Wow, what's with people in, you know, game 3 AFK? What? What is going on even? I don't know. This is supposed to be platinum, but, you know, it's obviously not. Well, that stinks. There's our little Witch's Oven. Of course he sided that in, didn't he? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna bank. We're gonna bank, alright? He didn't play anything there. If he's back from AFK or whatever. Yeah, I think he is. We have this for this turn. We're going to be able to counter the Thrashing by the time it comes in. Unfortunately, he has 2, though, which is pretty stupid. He has 2 Thrashing Bronodon in his opening hand, a Witch's Oven, and 2 cats. And he didn't have to mulligan. Just saying. Just an FYI. Get that down so we can ionize, scry it up. We don't want any more just plain islands. You know... We need counters and stuff. None of that crap anymore. Alright, well, if the Thrashing goes down, then... Alright, he's out of 2/2 cards here just to try and get this Spyglass down. In the meantime, he could... We lost this match, by the way. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here at this point. The blast zone's good to be able to take care out the witches' ovens, but I don't think we're winning against this sort of degenerate stuff. No, we are not. He's out of lands, though. He can play something too, CMC here. He could even zap in the cat if he wanted. So this guy was AFK at the mulligan. That's why it took him forever, and I think he would have mulliganed because he started with a 1 land hand, apparently. Let's see what we get. If I have if I have the witch's oven neutered, am I scared at all of cats? In other words, do I put a counter on the blast zone? No, not yet. It's a tough call. I want to. But let's go ahead, right? Let's draw 2 cards. Get a 3/3 on the board. Okay. So not bad. Wow! We are spyglassed up. Next turn. Spyglass into Ionize. Are you ready? Yes, I will take Zevantres. Let's take a peek. Let's see what's chilling over here. So we're gonna just say Thrashing. So now he's useless. And we're gonna save our counter for Mr. Mayhem. Yeah, and we can attack, and we will. He could also attack, but he needs to keep his druids alive to cast anything because he apparently had no lands. So he's going to try and get the Mayhem Devil down, I think, at this point. Do I even care to do that? So here's the thing. I'm going to cast Sorceress Spyglass on the Goose next turn. That is insane. Let's just draw. Let's just draw. He's going to use these 2. Alright, so now they're all tapped out. I can swing in. You know what? That's okay enough. This'll work. So are you gonna? Are you gonna? Let's resolve. Made of food. Alright. So he has 3 mana here. Mayhem Devil? So wait, do I let this go through? Do I care if it goes through or not? I don't think I care. Right. So I'm getting rid of his resources at this point. I think we just got out under him, essentially. Like, we use the blast zone, we blow up his familiar, his gooses, his geeses. Will I have enough to... No, I won't have enough to blast zone and ionize, will I? Let's see what we draw first, actually. If it's a land... Oh my gosh. Look at this. I can 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 left over. Ionize. His witch is a Mayhem Devil. Or his Thrashing. Or I could just put that on the board. Boosh. Boosh. Whoosh. Okay. I don't think he's going to use the cat and the druid to kill Gadwick. Because he's totally out of land again, like I said. He is waiting on top deck mode for a land. Because we know he just has this. If he uses all this to kill him, he is brave. Chump. Okay. Okay. We have Ionize prepped and ready. Maybe if he doesn't draw a land here, he just concedes. He's like, alright, so it's a slow chance, but it's a chance. We'll take the chance. He might play the Witch's Oven just to have it down, which he probably should. Spyglass is kind of useless at this point because we've neutered everything. I could Spyglass the Druids. Ooh. That's not even worth countering. Nope. I'm going to save that for something worth. Alright, we'll go in for the attack. 14. Alright, we got enough for an Ionize. Yep, whatever. It's the Paradise Druid. Oh! Ooh, he's like, well, I might as well attack now, right? But if he drew a land, he can start playing these bros. Right? These bras. Yikes. There we go. Alright, Mayhem Devil. Here we go. Here we go. Wait, that's an activated ability. Oh, that's a mana ability. That makes sense. He's a 3/4, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Well, that makes sense. Spyglass doesn't work against Paradise Druid. Makes sense. I knew that. Okay, bro. Yes, give me all the Ionize. I think I want to hold this back. Plus, it's blue. He has nothing to, yeah. He has nothing to sacrifice for the Mayhem Devil. Whatever he plays here, I bounce, I fly, and we're basically GG at that point. Okay. So there's nothing I can target here that's worth targeting, right? Witch's Oven, technically. I guess I might as well. Okay. Nothing to duress, homie. Alright. We going over. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to counter. And it's going to target the Thrashing Brontodono. Good game. Good game, food bro. Good game, foodie. Little fooder. Oh yeah. Well, that win didn't feel amazing because he was AFK and stuff, but when you get lucky like that game too, like he did, it only serves him right. Ha! Alright, and at the end of the videos, I think I want to start doing a random Magic the Gathering card review for someone who only knows Magic as of the past few years. So let's see, we may get a really old card and maybe really weird. And I'll rate it very, very subjectively. Ajuka Bog. I've heard of this before. It's a land, I knew that, but I have also heard it's powerful. So let's see what it does. So when it enters the battlefield, it's tapped, which kind of sucks. But when he enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Wow. So it's a slow land. It taps for a swamp, but just by itself, it goes ahead and exiles all cards in your opponent's graveyard. That's pretty powerful. Now I see why I've heard of it before, but I've never really looked at it. Out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it 4 because it comes in tapped. That's just a great effect. Just coming in slow sometimes can really kind of screw you. But also the fact that, you know, technically you could put, what, maximum of 4 of those in your deck. You go ahead and place this down early, you get rid of some key ones, you put it down later to get rid of some more key ones. Just as the game goes on, you keep putting these down, you keep exiling them. Alright guys, and thanks again for watching. I hope you liked this Izzet Flash video and you learned a little bit from it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.